Hey guys. Hopefully everybody's had a really good day. I looked at the morning stream today and we had almost 8,000 unique viewers, which is pretty awesome between X and YouTube. I think that's a record probably for viewership for me right now between both of the platforms. Also, huge thanks to the roughly almost 600 people that have signed up for Discord or on X under the subscription service. It's humbling and awesome, and I appreciate it. Today, we're looking at about 160 to 170,000 in gains across the entirety of the portfolio. The only thing really holding us back was the Tesla calls, which is perfectly okay because they were more than offset by the $87,000 in gains just on my main account. So I got about 100,000. I did sell a few contracts. Tesla and miners, hey, welcome, man, to the membership. I'm RJ Cohen says loving the Discord, signing up for X today. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm glad to hear that too. Alexander Doe says there's a Discord now. Yeah, there is, bro. We set it up this last week. It's still growing. There's a lot of cool features. I could show it to you if you want to sign up for it. Let me show it to you real quick here. Micro to macro. I gotta like get a hotkey for this. So that should get you to the store. That link that I just posted in chat. You should get it in a second here. Hopefully, is it gonna post? Yeah, okay, it posted. So if you go to that link, you should be able to get to the store. The store will look like this. After signing up, you'll have access to this. We got voice channels where people can chat. You can see my socials, so you can see my latest YouTube videos. You can see my latest X posts. You can also go down and see today's trades. You can see the portfolio allocations. This will be getting, there won't be chat in here anymore, but my portfolio allocation will be in here for stock. It'll also differentiate in the future between stock and options. And you'll see my crypto portfolio in here too, so that's coming. And then we got consolidated charts in here. This will get a lot larger by probably this weekend. This will be 3x the size that it is now, maybe 4. And we'll have these underneath all the different sections for like investment strategies, crypto, Bitcoin, stocks. We'll have all these populated to where you can go in here and you'll be able to click on them. And then in the top right corner, not only can you see people's conversations, what they're doing in regard to it, you can also see any research. You can see that anything major in regard to the stock up at the top under this pin part, like the chart, will be here, along with any other bodies of work that we've performed from our end. We'll post in the admin section and pin them to the relevant sections. So the Discord, I think, is going to provide a lot of value in the future. It's just being born now, but I think it's pretty cool, and it's working, and people are chatting and speaking in it, and I get alerts all the time. And I haven't even done that much yet, so it's really awesome to see how much you guys have embraced it. It's really cool. But let's keep going here. Let's keep going. So we had a really good day on PayPal. Again, up over $80 today, guys. There's a lot to cover. We've got a lot. We'll be looking at macro for anybody who's new here because there's a lot of new people. It looks like turning off ads has been beneficial. What do you guys think about turning off ads? Is that a better experience for you guys? Is it worth it? I'm hoping so. Honestly, the way it's going and with the growth I'm seeing in this other services, I don't see us ever turning it on again. Okay. So we won't do it anymore. SMCI took a shit. Yep, that's what happens. So that was bad for them, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It looks like I need to have my bit rate up more. Weird. I'll check that later. So yeah, anyway, so up 160, 70,000, PayPal looking good. We're going to jump. Yeah, for people that are new here, that was my thought. We're going to jump through economic data. I'll highlight that real quickly. We'll look at the CNN Fear and Greed Index. We'll look at the crypto index. We'll see how we're doing in regard to a Fed rate cut in November on the 7th. We'll talk about the latest news that came out today, the big movers. Yeah, over 8,000 viewers between X and YouTube on the first video. It's huge. I love it. I really appreciate it. But yeah, we'll be going over a lot of stuff. If we just look today, and we'll jump back to PayPal in a second. It's just such a great play today. It's been so awesome. So Tesla down about 1%, it looks like, in closing hours. This market is pretty green, but it's not insanely green. If we look at the crypto did better, especially Solana today, guys. Solana's my baby. You know, I kind of defer to James with Invest Answers, Marty Party, some people that have really spent a lot of time understanding this network. But when you have, almost 10x the volume of Ethereum, and yet you're much, much smaller when it comes to market cap of Ethereum versus Solana, I think that's going to be incredibly beneficial in the future for Solana. So that's one of my babies. I love it. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity there in the future. But let's keep going. So crypto's looking pretty good. Again, we got some big blobs here. If we switch to the daily, not by market cap, but just by my shit coins, all in all, I would say it was a pretty good day for them. It looks like they're doing all right. And again, if we go to the weekly, looks even better. If we go to the monthly, some of it's better. But if we go to the yearly, it's just retarded. So this is the kind of gains you can get in this sector, guys. This is what the 10,000% are not absolutely absurd. And out of all the things I own on here, the chance of having a really big hit, at least 1,000%. I mean, God, that 1,000's nothing. Let's just be real. So it's going to be fun. Let's look at indices real quick. We're rolling over into that next. And again, I got to get my sea legs here. So up about 0.4%. So we went up, we broke down, we're following the ridge line, guys. I think this is going to play out perfectly over the next 6 months. I think we're going to work our way to the S&P 6,500 or right a hair underneath of that. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. You're going to love the ride. NASDAQ looking good. Again, nice bounce off of previous resistance. We've established a nice base under this other area of volume. You can see how it kind of legs these volumes each way up. We're going to get to the .786. That's not too far off at 21.2. And then we'll take a rethink. Maybe NVIDIA takes a break when that happens. It's a big company. Again, I know a lot of people love NVIDIA. I'm kind of liking Micron. Might have even bought some Micron today. Actually, I did, and I can show it to you. Here we go. Let's go back over here. So again, we'll use the Discord for what it's worth. So you can see down here, I bought a little bit of TLT. I bought some Micron, a little bit. I bought some PayPal, I sold some PayPal, a couple of contracts, and then later in the day, I sold a few more for even more, for $9.40 a contract or something. Just taking a little bit of profit. It was up about probably average 16, 17% on the day. So again, it's one of those things where with PayPal, finally, I am down by about 6% across the entirety of my portfolio. 6%. This was my worst investment. I was down over 40% on it. And, probably worse than that. Probably 60 or 70. This was down a lot, okay? It was dialing into the 2026s that have saved me. So now I'm only down to 6% across the entirety when I look at this account and the one that I have under my wife's name. So this is a beautiful rebound, guys. This is the good stuff. And I'm going to jump before we go into the rest of the macro-related, stuff. I do want to look real quickly at PayPal because there's something beautiful here. It's something very beautiful. So I think we have a quick trip. If we look over here, guys, I think we have a quick trip to this next fib level. We've established our fourth higher high now easily. I think we'll actually end up doing it up here. So it's a very strong next move. 1, 2, 3, 4 higher highs. Very clear pattern of breakout here on multiple levels. We are oversold, or I should say overbought now at the 75 range on the daily. But if we jump over to the weekly, we're just creeping into overbought right now. There's still room to go to probably at least 83 before we start to see resistance on the .382 fib. So that's what I expect, guys. I expect us to get right up to here on this fib level, and maybe even above it. We could go and close this gap over here at 85-ish, 85. We could close that gap and then bounce around here. If we stay above that first fib, I'm even more fucking bullish than I am now. And I'm trying not to use ums and trying to cuss less while still conveying positive emotion. So trying to be helpful on multiple counts. I'm going to keep doing it. But yeah, again, my measured move here says that gap fill's probably going to happen too. So I'm looking for that. 83, probably sell a few more contracts. Should be in the money, which is wonderful. And then if we get to 85, I'll sell a few more. And then we'll just wait. And I think, again, when we get to 97-ish right up here at this next fib, and or up near like the 114 to 125, I'll be selling larger quantities. I'll probably dump my 2025s. If we do this, if we get to 112 in short order, guys, even if I'm down 50%, I'll wipe that entire position out to close it out and then just have January 2026s. I'll be very happy to do that. So anyway, that's kind of the game plan, and it's incredibly profitable today. Again, the vast majority of my income today was that. So very, very cool stuff. So I think I need to have my bit rate higher if I'm reading this. It says your bit rate settings is out of recommended X. Please set bit rate value less than 4,000 kbs. Whatever. Does it look okay on X, guys? If it does, let me know. Or if it doesn't, let me know. All right. Let's keep going through here. I'll try and get caught up on stuff. So let's see. So we did the SPX. I think we did the Russell. Did we do the Russell? I don't think we. No, we didn't do the Russell. Up 0.5% on the day. So which one was the winner? Let me see here. So the Nasdaq won with the Russell coming in second and the S&P coming in third. All right, cool. That's pretty even. We like that. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar today was down 0.38%, creeping underneath the 200. It looks like we're rolling over. We'll see if we can do that or if we'll find some bounce here. We're still technically could be in a bear flag and go up higher, but we'll see. Maybe we're just going to roll over. I'd love it if we do. I don't hate it at all. Gold, probably like new highs. Yep, new highs. Close to 39% in 13 years. Still a shitty number. Could be 50% and still would be a shitty number. That's why we have Bitcoin. Oil, down 3.45%, starting to find support. You'll notice that it perfectly closed above my green first layer of support. That has not moved, so that looks like a good area of support. Again, it was support over here, it was support here, it was support here, it was support pretty much all across. If you look here, that was the first layer. So it could continue to be that, and we'll see what happens here. But I do think that that we should, around the 100, maybe the 64 range, we should try and find support. We don't have to, though. I do, like I've said this a bunch of times, but I think if Trump looks like he's going to win, the energy markets, people don't even know. You got to watch Shamath's video with Joe Rogan talking about how the energy markets and energy utilities specifically work in the United States and how it's not a great system. It's not a fair system. It's not one that lowers prices. And Trump could do stuff in the first year that could just dramatically reduce energy prices and help people get rich. And that's because, again, the bottom cohort, energy is very expensive. Their heating, their cooling, their electricity, their gas prices. It's very impactful when you don't have a big budget. And then again, that bleeds into food. It bleeds into everything. So it's going to be huge to see if we keep seeing oil roll over. I think it means that he's got better odds. That's my take. All right, real quickly, MOVE index again, bond volatility index. It closed down again today. We want to see that. That keeps happening. That's great. The 2-year, nothing crazy. We'll just review it real quick. Again, a little bit of bounce in strength. Like I said earlier, I think it's actually going to take this green path. I actually didn't get a chance to save this, so I'll save it right here because the charts were all weird. My account was weird earlier. If you guys missed the first video, everything was just breaking everywhere. TradingView, everything. But yeah, so I think this is kind of the path. I think we might end up trying to grind up here and grind for a little bit and then roll over. It doesn't have to take until the end of the year to do it too. It could happen sooner. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. And the inversion, it looks like, again, oh, hey, some of my stuff's back. That's nice. So you can see how it's kind of chopping in here. I think that's what's going to happen. This brings us all the way to January of 2026, guys. So this is a long-term chart that I'm looking at here. And I think that's the pattern that we're going to have. The Chinese yen versus the dollar. The dollar ended up almost flat today versus the yen. So that's good, nice and stable. Looking at the dollar against the Chinese yuan, the dollar lost strength against the yuan because they're printing like mofos over there in Chinatown. So that's good. We like that. Ruble, the Russian ruble, the dollar is gaining strength against it. Not good for Putin. Now, if we look over here, the equity put call ratio, I've said a while, all these yellow lines show what happens after you get these big impulses up. You see a drop that can last years. And we're seeing that now. And so we're already about halfway through it, probably. We started this in May of 2023. So maybe this has another year or two in it before we start seeing another impulse higher. I still believe that. Nobody's getting insurance for a reason. All right, real quickly, roll through Bitcoin. And then I just got to show you. Oh, sorry. I got some indigestion. Had Mexican for lunch. My stomach does not handle Mexican anymore. All right. Here's what I'm loving here, guys. We're at 64,775. We tried to get above 65,000, which is right around this fib line. Got almost up to 66, really. Real close to 66, 65,890 roughly. This is doing exactly what I expected, guys. This is beautiful. Bitcoin is ready to launch. It's going to launch. Whether it's tomorrow or Monday or over the weekend, it doesn't fucking matter. Don't be surprised if it happens over the weekend. That's kind of what happens when we're in a bull cycle. You'll have a weekend pump, then you'll drop down to fill the gap, and then you'll take off again. Pretty normal pattern. I would expect that. All right, MicroStrategy up 9% on the day. Is anybody upset about this? I'm not. It's going up more too. Again, this is what we're looking for, right, guys? Between now and the end of the or beginning of the year, I think we could get to 394 on this thing. Between 394 and 288, somewhere between this zone. I would expect that if we got to Bitcoin 92,000 at the bare minimum, we would be above 297 right over here. Probably closer to 390. And so this is a great return. If we get to 390, that's a wicked return. It'll be the NAV, the net asset value on it will be a little off then. It'll be rich, so you'll want to probably sell it. But we can talk about that as it happens because I own it too. And so I can help tell you at least what I'm doing. All right, Mara. I'm so glad my charts are back to normal. So we touched up against the 50 on the weekly. That's the purple one, right? The 100 was what acted as support. It did a great job here, here, and here. And that coincided with this downward descending wedge, right? All this is good. We're testing up to the 50. That's beautiful. Really what we need to look to do next for Mara is get up to the 1980, really get above 20. If we get above 20 up here somewhere, it's kind of game over. We're going to go to 24. We're going to go up and test the recent 52 high. And I still believe that this thing between now and the beginning of the year could do 160% fairly quickly. So very exciting stuff. CleanSpark, again, one of my favorites. It's a laggard. And there's a ton. Let's look at this. So let's just look at miners. I've still got to create out this list that I'm going to do, guys, where I probably summarize more, and then we go into individual stocks. And I'll start looking at chat here in a second. Sorry, guys. But here, look, MicroStrategy was the winner today. What have I told you guys? What have I told you a bunch of times? The big dogs. Who has the biggest stack? MicroStrategy, right? By far. 9x what Mara has, a little bit more. So that was the leader. Then what came in second today? Mara, right? Mara's number 2. And CleanSpark, arguably, in my opinion, is number 3. And it just down the line, we had a very nice lineup today. Cypher, again, you guys have made tons of money off of Cypher. Bit Digital did great. Iron did great. Riot, Bitfarms. Now, Hut and Wolf, they're not my favorite. But will they go up tomorrow? Sure. Because all of it is going up. And that's why when people fight over these things, I just get bored. Because they're all going up. Now, I do want to look at CleanSpark real quick. Because this is exciting. And guys, if there's any news that's happened, feel free to throw it out. I've been pretty busy today, so if I've missed anything, I don't want people to miss it. So throw it out there. If there's a big news event you want to cover, let's do it. There wasn't too much. We're going to go over economic data. I'll summarize it versus the first show. I don't want to go through all of it so we can do some stock tickers. But I still expect at least 230% upside on CleanSpark between now and the beginning of the year. So if you like making money, if you have options like I do that do 2x that number and can get you 450 more percent, you're going to be excited. You're going to be happy. And again, China's doing well too, but China's not my thing, guys. I don't give a shit about it at all. All right. Let's real quickly. Let's do this. I'll get caught up in chat and we'll look at other things because we need to get into economic stuff too. And, I do want to say this real quick. United States 30-year mortgage. You guys might have remembered me saying that, hey, I think we're getting real close to that 5% number. We're at 6.08 right now, and I think that we could be right at 5% within a week or two. Not 5%, in the upper fives. And like I said, I think there's a possibility that by maybe the end of spring, beginning of summer, we're in the upper fours, which is great. It will really open up markets. Now, yeah, let's go in here. I'll get on chat, and then we'll go through the rest of the economic data and a bunch more, okay? 1 second here. Let me see. You're going to start at the top. Oak says, yo, at work, so probably won't be able to listen right away, but I'll listen to the whole show. Awesome, Oak. Thank you. BT says, sup, man. Riley337, daddy is back. Is that me? Bert said, 1010 said, riding out this hurricane in Florida. What's up, Jesse? What's up, dude? Good luck riding out the hurricane. Alexander Doe, there's a Discord. I presented that. Tesla and Miners became a member. Thank you for that. RJ Cohen, loving Discord, signing up for X today. Bert 1010. I'm in Fort Myers. We got crushed a few years ago. This one isn't too bad. Still a lot of flooding in some parts. That sucks, man. Koala said micro to macro is the best stock market channel out. Thanks, man. Right now. Thank you. Albert said, what's up, everyone? Silas says hello. RJ Cohen, if I go to X, should I stop using YouTube, whichever is best for your channel? It's up to you, man. Just figure out which one you like. On YouTube, the ads are gone, and it costs $2 for a membership. On X, you get the benefit of real-time trading information and maybe some thesis and spelled out charts in a way that I'm not going to put on anything else, even the Discord probably. I'll have the charts on Discord, but I might not have these specific posts because I do want, my main goal is to get as many people onto X and Discord as possible. Now, that's not going to work for everybody. X still isn't the greatest at some things, and I totally get that. So it just really depends on what works for people. But YouTube is basically $2 if you want to keep it cheap. Discord's $5, X is $5. That's it. And so the max that anybody should end up paying if they wanted to use all the services is $12. And I'm not going to do a thing where I have promotional offers or I raise it by 100% next year, every year, annually. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm going to try and keep it as low as possible. And if we grow this channel a lot, that makes up for it. And then again, I was able to get rid of ads. It's going to cost me $1,000 a month in revenue, but I don't fucking care. And I'm getting a lot more now with Discord kind of offsetting that. And then some. So it's all good. So I'm going to try and give service back to you guys. And again, another thing I want to do, I want to get Glassnode, but I've got to pay $700 a month. But I'd like to get this by at least maybe like, I don't know, early next year so that we can have much better analytics in regard to what's coming next, because I think we'll really want to stay on top of it. And I can get stuff down to the hour that's happening on chain that should really be beautiful. So hopefully that's really beneficial too, and we can use that in the future and get that signed up. But it's like $700 a month or whatever it is. I got to check again. It's a lot of money. I remember that. Let's see. Alexander Doe. Any difference between starter and alpha? Not much. You can see when you go in there. You can see what the differences are. Starter gets you basically everything. Alpha will get you a little bit more. If you look at it, you get everything that's starter, plus add your own ticker category for myself and the group to share charting and research, attach files or media and text channels, add new emoji reactions. So it's like customization shit. You can share video, screen share, stream and server, and you get to speak in voice chats. So like that voice channel that we have, you can speak in there. You get to use the server soundboard. Like there's a number of things you get, and then Whale you get a little bit more. But if you're really going to be a heavy Discord user, then these others should be more beneficial for you, and you'll get priority, right? Like if I'm looking and we're doing something in the Discord and you say something, I'm going to pay attention to the Whales and alphas. Obviously is a higher priority since they're contributing more to the channel, right? So they'll be up there in the list. That's basically that. All right, moving on. And then we'll get to economic data here quick. Hello, happy today. Dell and Ionic. We'll look at those later. If you guys want to do stock requests, we'll do it near the end. We are going to run quicker today, though. Alexander Doe. Also, Jesse, I'm super late on the Tesla train. If you could go over a game plan for getting into for a beginner, that would be absolutely amazing. I actually talked through what I did with Tesla. I don't know if the options contracts are any good. I think you should just buy. There's like what's the 2x Tesla play, guys? Can you tell them what that is? I can't remember off the top of my head. TSLT or something. Whatever. There's a 2x Tesla play. You might want to do that. I wouldn't buy options straight up right now. And if you want to keep it simple, just buy Tesla stock. The options have done too good. Again, I've made a lot of money. I don't tell people to buy options when I've made a lot of money. I have more than doubled my money on Tesla right now. It says 114% on average, but honestly, that's because I sold some already, and I'm doing even better than that. And so these were a much better deal before I made 100%, when they were in the red by 25%, 30%. That's when I was telling people to buy them. I wouldn't tell you to do that now. I don't know that it's a good idea. So keep it simple. Alejandro, Supermicro, just taking a shit. Yep, that one had it tough, guys. The Department of Justice went after him for like fraudulent accounting or some shit. If you guys have more details, throw it below. Kevin, I miss seeing Kamala ads. You do? You'd be the one person, Kevin. The one person. I'm assuming you're being sarcastic too. Silas, Jesse, are wire comments turned off on your stream from this morning? As a general rule, places like the BBC, Canadian, Australian government TV who do that. What do you mean comments are off? Oh, maybe I didn't have everything set. I was trying to get it. I don't know. Do you mean afterwards? What do you mean by comments off, Silas? Can you tell me? Dan24 up. No, keep ads if it helps you can get premium YouTube. Nah, I don't want people to get premium YouTube. I don't want you to spend your money on YouTube. I don't like Google. RJ Cowan never had ads with Brave. That's nice. Yeah. I heard there were other problems with Brave. I can't remember what they were though. Michael Quinn, I have YouTube Premium, so ads aren't an issue. It's worth the money as you get YouTube Music. I do that too, but not everybody does it, and I honestly don't like the Google ecosystem. I don't like the fact that the head CEO dude likes robots more than people, and I don't think he's good for humanity. Riley337, no ads is nice, but still want exposure for you. Not sure exactly how all that works. I'm actually doing better without them. It seems like it helps with retention when people don't get bombarded with ads that are new. They're likely to stick around. This morning stream was record breaking. Needs 55, much better. Hate the ads. They seem to come when you say something important, and then I have to go back. That sucks, yeah. I'm so glad that you don't have to do that anymore. Jarrett Bell on X says, "Hey Jesse, you probably see Discord comments, but trades aren't showing." Yes, I tried to fix that today. I don't know if I did. I've got admin wife working on it. So that is something. I think that channel. I keep talking about it, but nobody can actually see it. For now, it's working on X for sure, but we'll try and get it by tomorrow morning. Working on Discord. Steve, I signed up for the Discord, but it won't let me see today's trades. I think that's a universal problem. So we'll get it fixed tonight, guys. Sorry about that. I just realized it was an issue because I noticed nobody was commenting on it. If you go in here where you click on today's trades, there's no like emojis or anything. And if you look at portfolio allocation, obviously people had like rights to do anything in here. That was wrong. They should have just had emojis like up here. But yeah, it looks like the trade thing is totally broken. So every time I keep telling you guys, hey, I just made the trades, take a look, you aren't seeing them. So that's the one thing that's broken. We will fix it. We will fix it, I promise. All right, let's keep going. Sealess, Michael, I think YouTube earns less money if you watch a lot too, especially if you're on a premium ad market. Kumar, what do you think of SoFi January 2025 calls, Jesse? Are you still holding those? I don't have any of that. I sold a long time ago. No, I don't own any of that stuff. I haven't had SoFi calls in a long, long time. I don't even remember when I sold them. Maybe somebody here does. Ryan, can you look at Square, please? Yes, we can. Do that a little bit later. Sealess, PayPal has moved nicely before during the last fintech boom. Yep, it has the ability to move very quickly. Value, thank you for joining. Albert, today's economic data, October confirmed? I think so. We'll look at some of that in a second. Bitcoin Man, Bitcoin to 90K on November 1st. Very possible. Ryan R, thanks a lot for the great content. A workday flew by. I'm sure when you make money too, it helps. Dane Miller, looks like 480p on X. Oh, does it really? Okay. Are other people on X getting that problem too? Let me know. Ariel, Bigaros. I'll have to check and see how it does. MicroStrategy had a hell of a day. What do you think is a realistic price target heading into the year and for 2025? For MicroStrategy, I think I just gave it $3.99. Something like that. It could get that high. Obviously dependent upon Bitcoin. Ryan R, for the record, I stopped the mower and hit the like button. Thanks. Hey, if he can stop his mower and hit the like button, what the fuck is your guys' excuse? Dane Miller. Might be a problem, though. I don't know what that was in reference to. Oh, the 480p. Yeah. Let me know if other people are experiencing that. I'll take a look here, too. Let me do this. I think I can look here. Oh, it doesn't look too bad to me. I'll check the settings later. I'll see what the analytics tell me. Doesn't look bad, though. I don't think it looks bad. I'll figure it out. Chris X, I love the opportunity for exchange on Discord with the community. That's cool, man. I'm glad to hear it. And there's some good people in there. Chris DeSantis, Jesse, the opening music is fire. Thank you. My wife made it. That's her intro. And the opening music is my Cybertruck. This is actually the one I have. If I go back here, that's my Cybertruck right there. That's my baby. I pick it up from the shop tomorrow, so I might not have a market recap going into Friday night, but I should be around in the morning, guys, for the economic data. We'll use this as a segue, actually, real quick. Let me just mark where I was real fast. It's Super Chat. Hit the like button, Jesse, a.k.a. The Money. Thank you, John. Very cool, man. Thank you for the Super Chat. So, so if we look over here, guys, we can you can see the Cybertruck, and then I will get to the appropriate thing that I was going to talk about. So if we look up here, durable goods was better than expected month over month. Forecast negative 2.2, consensus negative 2.6. GDP growth rate quarter over quarter, final Q2 3%, right in line. Durable goods ex transportation better. So you take out transportation, supposed to be negative 1% forecast, or negative 0.1 forecast, or 0.1 percent consensus, but the actual was 0.5. GDP price index came in line with consensus and forecast. It was not high. It was 2.5%. That's good. We don't want big spending for price. Initial jobs was under the forecast and consensus. Continuing jobs was under the forecast and consensus. Core PCE prices in line. We like that. Corporate profits well above expectations of 1.7% for consensus and forecast, doubling that at 3.5%. We love that. Durable goods ex defense, negative 0.2. Forecast, negative 3.5. Great. GDP sales quarter over quarter, slightly lower than expected for forecast and consensus, but not the end of the world. Jobless claims under a forecast, non-defense good order X. Negative 0.2 was the forecast. We got 0.2, better than expected. PCE prices, quarter over quarter final, came in line. Real consumer spending, 2.8% versus 2.9 expected, just a hair underneath. None of the Feds had anything crazy to say, including Chairman Powell. We listened to Janet Yellen. She's still a pain in my butt. See, I didn't even cuss. How great am I? Pending home sales year over year, negative 0.6 or 6%, negative 6%. Only negative 3%. That came in great. The only thing that kicked our butt just for a little bit in the afternoon was when the Department of Justice went after the SMCI, and then right after that, at 10 a.m., we got the Kansas Fed Manufacturing and Composite. They came in much lower than expected, but I said, this is going to be a nothing burger. We're still going to do fine today. People are going to realize when they go in here and look at this that, yes, it's depressed. Manufacturing is depressed, but it's been depressed for a record amount of time. And so we're getting to a point where the only direction that it has to go is up. So this is all good stuff, guys. Everything looks great. Going into Friday, we got core PCE price index. If that comes in low, that's going to be beautiful. We'll look at the CME Fed Watch tool in a second, too. Personal income, personal spending, goods trade balance, PCE price index year over year, retail inventories, wholesale inventories, Michigan consumer sentiment, Michigan everything. So today is tomorrow is going to be a big day. If we get good data, we could really fly into this weekend. It might be a good time to sell if we fly. Or at least take profits. Again, I inch out, guys. I'm a rebalancer. I'm not a day trader. So I'm not going to sell in a big way at all. You know that. But I will take profits. If things got really crazy tomorrow, it wouldn't be nuts to see me take $50,000 in cash. Now, again, just going back here, so I did a decent amount of buying. I'm starting to get my feet wet into TLT, and Micron was so good, guys. If anybody, let me do this. I'm just going to ask chat. We're going to throw out a poll. 1 second here. Let me just do this. I'm going to ask if you guys do you want to watch the video from the CEO of Micron talking about the future of the company? All right, I'm throwing out that poll in case you guys want to see that. I'll let you be the deciders. We'll go with the masses on this one. I think it was a great conversation, and I think it shows how much opportunity is here for Micron. So I bought some Micron today because I was very excited about that. But great stuff. Let's keep going though. So economic data really, really good outside of the manufacturing data, and they did realize that it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, if we refresh here on the CME Fed Watch tool, what do we see for damage? We see, it got better, guys. That weak Kansas data, the manufacturing data, I think leveled the playing field for a 25 or a 50 bips. So we're still kind of sitting. I mean, really, we had great news and we had that. So the great news probably offset it and lowered the 50 bips. But all in all, it was a better day than a bad day, right? Like that's a weird way of saying that. It was a better day than expected. Again, just looking at all this economic data, almost all of it was beautiful. And like I said earlier, people figured out that the Philly or the what was it? Which location? Kansas. That the Kansas manufacturing data was just not a big deal. It was a nothing burger. So this is good. We want it to be 25 bips. We don't want it to go down too quickly. Now, the CN Inferior Greed Index, it's getting towards the upper ends of greed. I think we can get into extreme greed tomorrow. And again, that would be a great time to take some profits on things that have really run hard. Just don't take too much in the Bitcoin crypto space. They can fly way more than you expect them to. And the Fear and Greed Index with that is only 50. Okay, so it's much lower. If you look at this here, I hate that. It doesn't actually let you do what I want it to do. But yeah, so with this one, just be smart. Now let's look at layoffs. Let's make sure we're not seeing any crazy layoffs. Again, we're trying to be ahead of the game. We want to know what's happening. Ooh, Stockholm, 1,600 people. It looks like being in Europe isn't great right now. Not too much of a surprise. Really small layoffs in other areas, though. I've said this a bunch of times, but we're over 75% of the way through the year, and yet we're about 52% the number that we had for employees laid off for versus 2023. And the really amazing thing is we're at 449 tech companies with layoffs. Some of these are international too. But if we go to 2023, we had almost 3x that. So this is not, so layoffs aren't a big deal. The economy looks healthy. I think things look really great. And I don't want to show this, but a friend of mine, he did share out that Tom Lee information, and that's been really beneficial to me. So again, I just want to thank, I won't say who it is, but I want to thank you very much. It's just great to have insight from somebody who's brilliant, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. Real quickly, I wanted to say, we're going to jump into more, and then we're going to get to tickers pretty quick here, guys. Real quickly, though, if you could hit the like and say something nice in chat for a 17.5x bump, please. That would be amazing. And then if I respond to that, it gives it another multiplier, and it really broadens the audience. So if you guys can do that, that would be amazing. I'm just going to repost. I'm going to add this as my highlights. I'm just going to push this baby to the top, see if we can get you guys out there talking about stuff. So thank you very much. Yeah, PayPal's are screaming, dude. We're doing really good off of that stuff. Oh, we're getting Inception-y here. I need to get off the screen. We're like rolling down into it. Can't have that. All right, so let's get back here. So we'll get into some news-related events. We'll look at additional charts. We'll talk about, and then we'll get to your guys' stuff. We're doing it quick, guys. We're rocking and rolling today. So real fast, let me just go in here, go into bookmarks. I don't know that I have a lot of new related stuff to talk about. I will go to U.S. economic for people that weren't here earlier. I do have a few things I wanted to show you. So the Switzerland Bank cut rates by 25 bips. That's good. We want to see that. It just means more liquidity is going into markets. I also talked about this QE Infinity guy. I like him, but he's pushing this narrative about hard landings. He made this post. He's about my size, and he got 2,800 likes and 1/3 views being a pessimist and thinking that the economy is falling apart. And that the Fed, that like basically pushing this narrative that Citi had out there. You can read it yourself if you want. I think it's bullshit. So all I wanted to point out here is that if I said something positive and put a positive spin on this, I'd probably get 30 views or 30 likes, maybe 50. He got 2,800 for negative. The bias is to the negative, guys. And that is a lot of signal. Also, I wanted to talk to this one that I spoke to earlier. It says global liquidity. One, Congress spending tons of money. This was me talking to Louis C.K. and trying to educate him on what's happening with markets. Because he said, how can gold be at an all-time high, silver be at an all-time high, the stock market, house prices, and Bitcoin, and fentanyl sales, he's a comedian, he dead at an all-time high. Where the fuck is the money coming from? And I said, global liquidity. One, Congress spending tons of money. Two, Fed manipulating rates. Three, the Treasury issuing tons of shorter dated treasuries to acquire more money to pay our debts. Four, China doing the same thing and lately way more, and the rest of the world having to follow. I'm like, welcome to how things work in our existing system. You better own assets. So I don't think he got this message, but he should have. Seth Golden, again, my buddy, said, boom, that just happened. New York Stock Exchange summation index is round trip from below 100 to above 1,000, offering a powerful bullish signal across most timeframes. 2, 6, 12 months later, and S&P has been higher every single time. So what he's telling you here is there is signal on what's happening next with this round trip that we had in the New York Stock Exchange. Just another really good positive, right? Congress approves bill averting government shutdown before the election. I don't know if you guys saw this. The government, I had a concern about the government shutting down. That is no longer a concern. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Hopefully, voting is still good and legitimate, but we don't have a government shutdown. And I think the issues at the ports in Texas are going to be non-issues too. Yeah, I think that's the big stuff on this. Let me real quickly, we'll continue to roll through things. I'm going to roll through Tesla, and let me get it caught up in chat here again too. While I'm doing that, I'm actually going to pop up Bitcoin, and we're just going to use that as a gauge. Still pushing up against 67. I love it, guys. I love it. All right, let's keep rolling through chat. Collecting tickers for you, Jesse. Needs 55. Thanks, dude. I'm actually going to go through them this time, so your work will not be for naught. Alexander Doe would love your insight for someone with no exposure to Tesla who wants to get in. I have about 20 to 40,000 ready to go. Buy the fucking stock. Otherwise, get that 2x multiplier Tesla thing. If you guys could say what it is if you haven't already. Dane Miller, anyone have the Discord link? I do. I'll type it out real quick here. It is It is wap.com/micro to macro. That's it. That'll get you access to the Discord. You got to sign up through there. All right, let me just see here. I think I lost my place for a second. Sorry, close. Super Maxi. No, yeah, value meals. Wow, holy shit, I missed a lot. Jesus Christ. You guys are way down in the comments. TSLL, that was the one. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys are crazy right now. There is so much chatter. You guys were having like whole dialogues. All right, love your channel knowledge. Mop74, love your channel and your knowledge that you share for small money. Most YouTubers are greedy and have high fees. Yeah, I know. They're dicks. I'm going to try not to be a dick. If I'm a dick, call me out. Value Maxi, I was comparing the CLSK and Mara options. Mara has 2x for 180 or 800%, and CLSK has 3x for 800%. Disclaimer, yesterday's number, I was surprised. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, those are good on both. AP says, from X says, so thank you, sir. Chao on X says, on X, you get to see all Jesse's reposts and quotes in real time. Awesome. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of benefits. And again, under the subscriber, there's content I'm posting that, like with trades and things, that I'm not showing anywhere. Kyle Samate, what strikes and dates? I don't know which one we're talking about. Oh, yeah, for Mara and CleanSpark. That's a good question. Tim Wolf, hey, Jesse, can you chart NEAR as a US? Yes, I'll do that. That's one I want to go over. It needs, if you could make sure that's on the list near the top. It's one of your shit coins breaking out, coming on SMA resistance. I've been charting myself and want to see your take. Yeah, totally, dude. I can take a look at it. I haven't looked at it at all, but I'll give you my raw info. Dane Miller from X said, I thought you said the past to never trust if you started asking money for us. Hey, Dane, you don't have to be here. Leave. Just leave. So I'm providing a service, and if you don't see the value in it, if you don't see that $10 or $12 to expand and invest into this and to get things like Glassnode on here to where I'm not putting in my own fucking money to do that. If you're not seeing that I'm not being greedy, get the fuck out and leave. That's my request to you. RJ Cohen. Thanks, Jesse. And you know what? I might even ban you, Dane. If you say more shit like that, you're just going to be fucking gone. You got it? That pisses me off. If you think I'm being a greedy asshole, get the fuck out of here. RJ Cohen, thanks, Jesse. I'll be on all three after signing up for X today. How can we get a subscription to Glass? No, what I was gonna do, it's like, here, let me take a look. I'll see what the prices are. We'll just pull them up real quick. Let me see. Sign in with this. I don't even know what the sign is right now. But yeah, we could look it up. But whatever the pricing is, my plan is to get it because if you get the enterprise level service, it costs like a shit ton of money. It used to be a lot cheaper, but now it's like, I think $700 a month. I don't know if somebody let me know what they see for a price on that if they know. But yeah, so it's expensive. But again, I just got rid of ads. It just pisses me off that you would say that, Dane. I literally fucking took off ads that generates $1,000 a month in revenue. Fuck. Yeah, you're just gonna go. You're gonna get. Yeah, Chris, you have permission to ban him if you're in here. Otherwise, I'll do it later. All right. Master of the game. My Tesla got ass last night. Good for your Tesla. I've been playing with it all day. Dude, everybody loves ass. And if they say no, then they're lying to you. Concord, had to be away from my phone, computer for most of the day. Thanks for not dumping the markets, guys. Kyle Wright, would you break down long-term holding and brokerage account versus tax-advantaged account on Discord? Yeah, you know what? That's actually a really good point. I hadn't really thought about it that way. Yeah, I could do it. It's just going to take time to do it. But I do think that's a good idea because it gives you guys a better idea. I mean, I could at least give you a ballpark for where it's at now and then update it probably less frequently because I don't think it matters as much. But tax advantaged versus not Discord. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea though. It's just more clarity into what I'm doing. I like it. We'll do it. Value Maxi, Kyle. That's the CleanSpark and Mara strikes that you were talking about. Value Maxi, I looked at option calc for both to reach 30. Okay. Did you use the same one I use or a different one? Did anybody find a different options chain versus the NASDAQ one? If you guys find a better one, let me know. Daniel Morales, thank you for doing the TSLL. That's that 2X Tesla one that we were talking about that somebody was asking about. Dividend this money, buy now. Alexander Doe, thank you, Jesse. Dallin B010. Yep, we'll look at that stock. Chow, someone today just bought 3 million of 12, 28, 26 at 470. Which one was that for? What is that for, Chow? What stock is that for? Sorry. Alexander Doe, so buy TSLL. I think that's a good way of doing it. It's up to you, man. Genzo21, Jesse, any merch? Not yet. I want to do something like that, but I think I'm supposed to have more subscribers on YouTube. If anybody knows whether or not I can do that with less, if like there's another way to do it, I would do it. So I would definitely do it. C-list, not chat, post live comments. Post live comments. Let me know, C-list, whatever's happening with the comment thing. Can you message after this YouTube video and put it in the comments so I can make sure to look it up afterwards? Because I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I was playing with settings trying to get it to where I was demonetizing and then just testing other things. I might have screwed up and turned something off I wasn't supposed to with comments. So if you could just clarify what it is, like after the video, just throw it in the chat like you kind of do with some things, that would be great, and I'll make sure I fix it. Okay, I got a lot of things to fix. Matanga, YouTube Premium is great. Yeah, I like it. I use it. I use it for YouTube Music and not having to get ads. I just don't want to force people to have to use it, and I don't like the censorship of Google. I don't like it at all. Millsy David, strike the like button, folks. Thank you, sir. Or lady, Millsy? Not sure. Value, Maxi. C-list, you mean comments on X. That happens to me from time to time. Refresh and try again. Usually, I will say this too, guys. If you're in the video on X, there is one important thing to note. Let me hack this out real quick and go back. If you're in the video, one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if you're having problems on mobile or what it is, but I can tell you this for sure is something I've learned. This is something I've learned where if you don't click right here in this video, down here, you won't get comments. But if you click in here, you'll see it come up on the right. Or is it not going to come up? Let me see. Let me try resizing too. It might be a weird X thing. There we go. Well, let me just type. It says loading. Now I'm curious if it's working. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. So sometimes check your window size too and make sure that that's not part of the problem, but it looks like it's coming up. It does look like it's working. Pete, TLSA, so many catalysts in the next 6 weeks that I don't think it's bad move to swing trade calls. I actually drove my friend around today at lunch in my loaner Tesla with 12.54. I think he was super impressed. Jesus Coronado, now I got YouTube and Discord, face blue smiling. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your patronage. Dylan Van Dyke, Dell and Docu would be nice. Dylan Van Dyke, TSLL and TSLT. Sammy Lee, do you not see an October pullback? Do I not see an October pullback? Not historically. I mean, the pullback should have happened in September, and we did get one. It just wasn't dramatic, and it's usually the second half of September. Now, could we pull back into next week based on something weird? That can happen. I think we're going to get pullbacks along the way, but I think the trajectory is up. Global liquidity alone and all the stuff I post about that tells us that's what's happening. Ryan, will Google take 30% if I sign up on X on group Google? No. So if whether it's X or the Discord, if you do it from a desktop app and you don't do it from the phone, if you do things from the phone, guys, and you subscribe through there, they take 30% of every software company. So whatever subscription service you're signing up for, if you don't do it on the desktop, you're giving away 30% of the money that you were going to give to that person to Google or Apple. That's what happens. So but if you do it on the desktop, then you're actually giving it to the person and you're helping them more. C-list, no value meals. I mean YouTube. Just look yourself. Pete, however, I did buy Leaps back in June when Tesla was still hovering at $170 share price. Thanks to you, bud. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad to hear it. BD, today's trade's showing. I just think reactions disabled and permissions on Discord. Oh, yeah, we got to figure all that out. If there's anything on the suggestion side, guys, or in the question side of the Discord, if you guys have problems, dump them in there. Right up here, there's the general chat, but I would say questions. If you have a question, throw it in there. Otherwise, the suggestion box. If there's anything you think is broken, throw it inside of that, and then admin wife will work on it. Megan L. from X says, hey, Jesse, would like to sign up on Discord. Should I wait for 1st of October to start a new month subscription, or how does that work? I think it starts from the day you do it. So you could start anytime. If you do it, try and do it. I guess if you're doing it through WAP, it's going to be okay. I won't get that 30% fee. But yeah, you could just feel free to do it. There should be a link in here. There's also one at the top of the YouTube page. Or I can throw it in again if you need it. John Boyle got email from YouTube the other day increasing prices to $13.99. I'm not surprised. Value Maxi, C-list value meal, lol. Okay, you're right. C-list, sorry, Maxi, mistake, really. John Frank, hey, what's the Discord link again? I can throw it in one more time here. Okay, for anybody who might need it. wap.com/micro to macro. That should get you to the sign up for it. The Discord is a separate page, but you'll get a link to that. Value Jesse drops is insane. Thank you. Get wrecked, Dane, and ungrateful and not helpful to our community. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why people are negative, man. There's always people that hate for some reason. Cancel. What says cancel my YouTube to subscribe on X? That's a great way of doing it. Daniel Dibb, no less Walter, only if you sign up through mobile. Todd Gleason, best options chains are in trading platforms since that's where you actually do order from. Yeah, sometimes, but there's data, there's sites for it. I got to find another one because NASDAQ sometimes is down, and that's unhelpful. Les Walter, most of the people say MU this morning. Yes, awesome. Oh yeah, the poll. I forgot I started a poll. It's almost. Let's end it real quick here. So I'll save it for a little bit later since it was overwhelmingly no. Or I shouldn't say overwhelmingly, 52%. But I'll probably still try and play it at some point, or you guys should watch it. It's really good. Or maybe I'll make a standalone video about MU and combine some of my own research into it. Let's see here. C-list, Jesse, I already messaged on Discord. Thank you. I'll try and get to it. SAC, 3 mil leaps, December 2026, 470 strike. What is that for, though? Is that for Tesla? Is that what we're talking about? I could see that. Matt, BITX, 62 cents, dividend payout tomorrow. Cool. Mr. Monkey, I did wonder why sometimes I get the chat window and other times I don't. Yeah, is that on mobile or is that desktop that you guys are having that problem? Mark Bentley, Jesse, quit referring to yourself as an old man. Make me feel like mess. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to. I'm just old. Manny247, Jesse was trying not to swear. I'm trying really hard. JD, Bitcoin on CoinMarketCap has only 58% bullish sentiment out of 134,000 votes. People are more bearish than I thought. I know, it's so great. If you look at Google Trends too, they're non-existent, guys. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick here. Google Trends. And then let's look at Bitcoin. And if you look here and you go back a ways, like let's go back 5 years, it's non-existent. So you could see a mid-cycle peak here, or like you could see where people got interested. What is this? The beginning of the year? I wish this held March and January. So you can see right when the price was peaking, people were getting interested. Nobody gives a fuck right now. You can also see where when we were doing better. What is this? I wish these time frames showed better. June of 2022, where we had a little bit of a peak, that was okay. And then again, you can see the last cycle here. And if you go back further, you can see historically what's happened on previous cycles, what a real peak looks like. Look at 2017. I think we'll surpass 2017 for excitement. We got neutered this last time by the Fed raising rates at the biggest rate in history. You can tell where we have a higher base. You could look at this previous cycle, how tiny that was. Look at this previous cycle. Look how tiny that was. So our cycles should get a lot bigger. This one, I think, will dwarf. When we see Google Trends higher than 2017, into 2017, beginning of 2018, that's when this baby's over, or one of many indicators, I think. Let's see here. Just pin the Discord link. Yeah, I'll try and put it in the videos in the description too. I literally have it in the channel. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff all over the place, but I'll try and do that. RJ Cohen, I'll do that at the top of X too. I think that's a good way to do it. I'll try and get a post. Actually, I think it's in there. I think it's literally the first thing on X. But whatever. RJ Cohen, I just canceled YouTube. I don't trust them. Super happy to be on X and Discord. Cool. Alexander Doe, should I learn technical analysis or fundamentals first? I would focus on fundamentals. It's better that you understand which companies are valuable and understand how economies work and how global liquidity works. If you understand the fundamentals, then you can start looking at the technicals and figure out entries and exits and points where you want to rebalance. Fundamentals. The fundamentals always matter more. What on X says just put the WAP link for Discord in your X profile. Yeah, I'll do that. You don't have to keep sharing it. Ooh, I'll do that. Yep, that's a good idea. Chow for Tesla. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I could see somebody buying a lot of those options. Those are good. And then Goldman Sachs or somebody was telling somebody telling people to buy options. Mr. Monkey desktop just had to click right a link as you described. Cool. Oh, so that did work. Okay, so just going. Okay, sweet. I'm glad that worked for you and you got comments up and running. Albert, do you think Bitcoin FOMO will start after it hits 100K due to psychological reasons? Yeah, probably. Silas, I'm just so glad Bitcoin is not at 63.3 anymore. It stuck there annoyingly for so long. Yeah, it did. Kamawa, do you see Bitcoin bear being shorter this time around due to institutional ownership? It's going to be shallower. I don't know if it'll be shorter. You still have the 4-year cycle. As much as people want to believe that that isn't impactful, it still will be. It still will be. Because you've got economies of scale, but when you lower the inflation rate by 50% every 4 years, it's still impactful, albeit less because there's more institutions that own Bitcoin. There's more out there. And so it's a little less impactful. But again, most of the Bitcoin has already been received. And yeah, it's just, trust me, it's still happening. It'll just be shallower, maybe 60+% down. And then we start the cycle back up again. The golden rule is, well, basically, if we get down to 65 after we go up and you make a bunch of money and you sell out, if we go back down to 65 again, like 2 years from now, you should be buying it. If you get in the 60s, you should be buying it. That'll be the next low. Kamawa, do you see the BTO? Oh, no, that was you. Chris Federal, FYI, I have no power on X. I was confused as fuck. Oh, yeah, that's on X. Well, if that person wants to be a dick again, they're going to go away, and I'll make that happen myself. Needs 55. Oh, yeah, let's get to the tickers. I think that's the right point. I'll stop right there. Thank you, sir. All right, we're going to start with SoFi and work our way down. And let's see, I didn't even do Tesla. We'll go through mine, and then mine should cover a couple of years too. And then we'll do whatever's left. So Tesla, wow, got its ass kicked to it, down a whole percent today. I drew this earlier. It's an inverse head and shoulder. It's a beautiful one. The measured move takes us roughly up to the 490 range. So I'm going to kill this one right here. And I'm going to draw something kind of like this. And again, this could take a while. I should actually move these over a little bit. This is actually a really long time frame. What does this bring us to? May 2025. I think that's fair. If anything, it probably needs to go a little bit more over that way. I'll do that later, though. Well, maybe right now. Let me see here. There we go. So it's probably something more like this, where we could go up and we could go down. We could chop. I don't know. Anything like this. And it could stop underneath of this and then do that pattern too. We'll see. I might change my mind a little bit later. But this is roughly what I'm thinking, where by July of 25, June of 2025, we get to 590, if not higher. So these are great numbers. The measured move is 490. I would expect that in less than a year. Somebody says, by the way, let me see. By the way, admin wife is doing a fantastic job getting everything going. Yeah, she's great, dude. I'm a very lucky man. All right, let's keep going here. So Tesla looks great. Again, I think it's just going to keep going up. Like I said earlier, if we can get to the 290 range, I'll probably be taking more off the table. And then my next move will be at right up here where I have the next alert around the 311 range. And then the next one will be up here about, the 300s. I'll just keep taking more and more greater growing increments. But for the most part, I'm still just kind of hanging and enjoying the ride. Selling a couple contracts on the way up, but I've got most of it right now. All right, let's keep going. PayPal. We already did PayPal a little bit. PayPal's beautiful, and it's up and after hours, and it's just going to keep going up. We don't need to talk about that one. Hood. And I did talk about a bunch of good news earlier with PayPal, guys, in my morning session, so check that out. Hood, just kind of meandering, taking a breather. This is a great place to do it, though, before it has its next leg into 30 to 34 range. I think that's still coming really quick. They've got an event, too, in October, so that'll be interesting as well to see exactly what that is. So maybe we get a little pump later in that one. SoFi was one of the ones you guys had on here. Up 0.39%. I think this still looks good. We're under the .618. It would be great if we could close the week above like 790 or 785 at least. That would get us above the .618, and that would be the second out of the last 3 weeks where we've been above it after holding that previous resistance as support. So this would be good. This is what you want to see. So you want to see it do a little bit better tomorrow. It doesn't have to do a lot. Even just a small amount on close would help. So I think SoFi looks good. Square. Square is above key peak volumes, sorry, and then above the first fib. So this is all good. This is great. This is what you want to see. It's just inching up. It went up 2% today. I think that's a great number. It's going to continue to go higher. Palantir down to flat. I think it's rolling over. I think it's going to drop. I think we could test all the way back to 31 in the not too distant future. I wouldn't own a lot of it, even though I think it's a great company. It's an amazing company. ARKG up 3% on the day. Again, nice bounce. I said this before, but yesterday, but it's like if you look here, support, week after week, or month after month after month after month. It's proven support here. It's getting ready to curl up. I love the positioning of ARKG. It's one of my favorite plays. I will make a shit ton of money off of it. Flux. What did Flux do today? I haven't even looked. What's Flux? Hurry it up. Load, you son of a. Up 1%. Meh, not much. Let's look at DLO too. I never look at that one. Let's just see what that's done, if anything. These are some member-only videos. They've been like, blah, good way to lose money over the short term, but I do think that they have the opportunity to go to a lot higher. It's interesting to see DLO down 0.6%. I don't know. I might apply more capital to that. Again, this thing can go a lot higher, and if this is a good company, I think it's a good company. I think it's a good company and a good play. So we'll see. I'll probably add to it as I make a bunch of money on other stuff. I'll just get a little bit into this one too. All right, let me see here. So Square, CleanSpark, I did. Near. I'll do Near. If you guys have any other news-related events you really want to talk about, let me know. Throw them out there. I need to start adding to my crypto ones anyway. So as you guys have more crypto-related requests, we'll pull them up. I need to build these out. All right, so let's get to Near. Under crypto. Oh, nope, that's not the one I want, maybe. Let me see. I don't know which exchanges. Let me see what Coinbase has. I need to figure out which one has good history. This is pretty good. This is good. This gives me enough. So I could do a trend-based fib extension on this one, guys, which is what I want to do. I want to be able to draw from a low to a high to the next low in order to figure out where we're going next. So you can see how this first fib operated as support, then it turned into resistance, then it broke above it, couldn't find support, turned into resistance, broke above it, needs to find support now. So it looks like Near is doing the stuff it needs to do. I'm going to lock this real quick. And what I would expect are some strong moves higher. How much higher? What's the percentage higher for this thing to get just to its previous high? 60%. I don't think it's going to take long for that to happen. If we're risk on, probably easily before the end of the year, maybe well beyond it. These things can move. The market cap on this is $6 billion. It sounds like a lot, but in crypto terms, things can get stupid. So you can get 100 billion, 50 billion. 50 billion probably wouldn't be a crazy number for this one if it's a decently active protocol where people are excited and developing. So again, it can go a ways. The next real retracement zone is probably like up here around the $12 range. But man, these shit coins can just go. They can just take off. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I'll get this one added under the shitcoin category. Dell. Yeah, we can look at Dell. I think, I don't know if I'm interested in Dell as a company, but let's look at the chart. And I like the fact that Michael Dell, it's a clean chart though. Look at this. Well, if we go back to what was 2020 to the peak over here, down to the bottom, look at that chart. It not only broke above the common retracement zone, the .618, but it went way above it. So this thing went from a low of 32 to 180s. That's a strong power move. And then it bounced off the .618. Now it's breaking above. It looks like it's trying to test up to 156. This is a good looking chart. I'd say that could happen without looking at the financials. I would say that can happen. MTZ. I don't know what that is, but I'll see if I have it. It sounds kind of familiar, but I don't know if I have it as a ticker. No, I do not. I'll pull it up, make a copy. If you can tell me anything about these additional ones too, like anything helpful as far as like fundamentals that I should know about or key headlines, that kind of stuff, that's always helpful. This is Mass Tech, I'm assuming. And chart is interesting, but let's look at the actual financials. Wow, weird. That is a weirdly consistent increase since 2003. The dot com bubble crushed this company, just crushed it. It's a weird chart. Let's look here. So the dot com bubble, it took it years to get out of that. 97, almost 98% losses, guys, from the dot com bubble for this one. That's nuts. That is just absolutely nuts. So, and then what did it do since? How much did it go up? So it took a while. Holy shit. 9,200%. Interesting company. It seems like it has many cycles. Like there's 2020, there's 2023. Weird. Without looking at more technicals on this one, I want to look at the actual business and see what the financials. This is just too strange of a chart not to understand more. Mastech. Let's see here. Weird. All right, so revenues. Let's look at yearly. Oh, wow. Decent revenue growth. Oof. But crushing net income all of a sudden. Got a decent amount of debt. They're diluting shares for the last several years. Cash flow is positive, though. Operating expenses have exploded. It's weirdness on this one. Lots of stuff going on. Forward PE of 26, current PE of 1,300. There's a lot going on with this thing. So more selling than buying back in 2022, 2023. Short interest is single digits. Institutional ownership hasn't really done anything. Estimates are to go higher. Not sure why there's the choppiness in their reporting, though. Here it shows operating expenses going down and revenue kind of petering out. Stock-based comp is a low percentage of their revenue. That's good. They're not trying to make a bunch of money off of you. But you got share dilution. You got debt coming down. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this one. I don't know if I really have an opinion on this one at all. Normally I do, but I don't know. It's just kind of all over the place. It does look like it's in a breakout zone, so I could do this. I could do a trend-based extension from, March of 2020 up to here, and then I could draw it down to here, and that's pretty close. So we're getting ready to. So we did reject at the .618, and now it looks like we're getting ready to break. I mean, technically, from a technical level, outside of the weirdness and kind of net income and everything going on with the stock, it looks like it wants to go higher. Looks like it wants to go to 160. That's my take. That's what I got for you. All right, let's see what else. Docu. I'm assuming that's DocuSign. Let's take a look here. So again, what a round trip on this thing. It looks like it wants to break higher. This is almost, it's not really a head and shoulder. It's an ugly looking one. If we switch to monthly, maybe it looks prettier. Not really. So, but yeah, no, it does look prettier. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. So let me just draw this out real quick. So this looks like it's going up. If we do this, we got left shoulder. So we're not going to count the wick, right? We're going to skip the wick. Because we're looking at a higher time frame and trying to be like, is this a real thing? Is this a inverse head and shoulder? And if we look at that higher time frame, I think we think it is. And then if we do this looks a lot like what Palantir looked like back in the day, guys. So yeah, this is what I see. I see an inverse head and shoulders just without looking at the finances in this one. This looks interesting. And the measured move for that is right about here. If you want to be safe, I'd always try and draw them a little short. But the measured move is pushing us is the 50 on the monthly, or if I'm on the weekly time frame, all the weeklies are underneath of us. So this thing's had a route for a while. This is probably in one of ARK's funds too. Let me look at actual finances though. I don't know how much they're affected. The technicals look beautiful. The fundamentals hopefully will follow along, but the technicals are gorgeous, guys. But there is no moat around this product. I agree with that. There's so many products that do something like this. Weird. And this quarter is weird, guys. What the hell is this? So the forward PE is 16. They've had single digit revenue growth of 7%. 10,550% growth in profits. It's insane. What are they actually going to do, though? So they are selling more than buying recently. I agree that there's no moat. Revenue doesn't look like it's picking up. EPS forecasts look decent. It's just there's no moat. And there's the forward PE. You could make an argument that it's not really undervalued either. So I don't know. The technicals, again, from a technical level, looks good. From a financials, I don't see why it should go up. That said, it might go up just because of the technicals. Not a play I like to do. I like to be in a company that I love fundamentally and has a good technical setup. But when you're down, when you've dropped 88%, and you're still down over 80%, you could just bounce off of technicals. But this isn't something I do. I like to love the company and believe in it too. I think that's the winning strategy. So that's me, bro. All right. TSLL, TSLT. Are those just all leverage plays for Tesla? TSLL. That is a 2x leveraged big Tesla fund. So again, it's like I don't look at these from a technical standpoint because they're going to follow the underlying. You want to look at Tesla's chart, and if Tesla's oversold, then this probably is too. And you can see how you're performing versus what you expect your multiple to be. So if this one's supposed to be 2x and you've got a day where this thing is, even just as good, if not better, and you've got a blowout double-digit percentage to the upside, you probably want to trim a little bit. Value Maxi, subscribed on X. Thanks, brother. New. Chris is asking about New. Yeah, we could definitely look at New. New's a great stock. What's the other one, though, on this one? TSLT. Is that another leveraged play for this? TSLT. I'll make a copy here. Oh, what the fuck was that? TSLT. What is TSLT? What is it? Is that a fund? Oh, a T-Rex 2X long. Oh, there's two of these. Shit. Which one's got higher volume? This one has 5.3 million shares traded. Average 30-day volume is 4.2 million. So that's this one for the TSLT. So that's keep that number in mind, guys. 4.3 million average 30 days. So let's check out the other one again. TSLL. You want to use the one that has the greatest volume. Average 30-day volume is 46 million. So you have 10x the volume on TSLL. That's the one you want to invest in. You want the one that's liquid. So we know that now. All right, let's keep going. Let's see here. BGZ says, thanks for grinding and putting the work in. You're welcome. Young Dave. By the way, admin wife. Okay, yep. Thank you. Sally Bang. Hey, Sally, what's up? Sally Bang, she's a sweetie. She hooks me up all the time. Where'd she go, though? I just lost it. Where the fuck do you go? 1 second here. I hate it when my chat moves. Sorry, my other one crashed. My restream crashed, so I got to go back over here. Here we go. Sally Bang, hey, Jesse, thoughts on Meta? Correct if you watch it. Impact on the stock. I think what I saw from their reveal and Meta Connect or whatever the fuck it is really good. And I can see Meta continuing to outperform. I want to think that Mark Zuckerberg is going to be a force of good, but yeah, let's look at it though. Let's look at it from a technical. So from a technical standpoint, though, we might have some divergence towards the wrong side. Let me look here. So we have this on the weekly time frame. You can see how there's this divergence to the downside. Now it could break out and kind of offset this, where we could have a higher high over here. That would be a good sign. But we've had this divergence that started in January of 2024, the beginning of this year, 9 months ago, where it's wanted to go down, but it hasn't. Now, that's Palantir's fought that tooth and nail. And if we look at the MACD down at the bottom here, one could say that it actually has a convergence towards the upside. So it's trying to rally up again. So I don't know. From a technical level, man, I think what really matters is, can it break above 595? I think there's time to get into this trade, but I am very interested in Meta. I think Meta is a great company. I'm very impressed. And again, I actually think Zuck is almost, I hope, I'm trying to be optimistic. I hope he is turning into a good person. And that it's somebody that believes in freedom. I think he's become more of like, I don't want to say more of a man, but like more of a manly dude who seems to like want a better future. And I hope that's true. But I do think it can go up. But again, it's kind of a mixed signal on the technicals. But it's a beautiful company. Financially, it's a beautiful company. If you look at it, there's so much cash. There's so much good stuff happening. But is it going to give you the greatest multiple? I don't think so right now. It's a $1.44 trillion company. It's almost twice the size of Tesla. That's my take on that one. Sealess, did he do MTCH match? I have not. I didn't do much of anything this morning, so I'll check it. All right, so this is Match.com, right? Is that what this one is? Yeah, Match Group. Yeah, okay. So again, this thing fell hard. Let me actually get the right color on this. Save that. All right, so if we look here, we're above peak volumes for the time, the entirety of the company. Let me actually do this. And we look like we're right up against the 200 moving average on the monthly. So we're playing big time frames here, guys. This thing's been depressed for a long time. I did say before that I thought maybe this thing could get to the .618 before it really struggles. That's a 77% upside on it. And let me just look at the financials real quick and just make sure that these look okay too, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Financials, pretty flat, only 4% revenue growth. Let's see if estimates are better. It is inching up, and they do have a decent amount of net income, I think. Let's look over here for it. Net income for a quarter is 133 million. Forward P is 14. The problem with the technicals here is, yes, it's been beat up. Technically, it's really, really low, but there's no growth in this company. I don't even know what the competition looks like, and they did a big sellout in Q2 of 2020. They sold a lot, and that's probably what crashed the stock. The insiders fucking destroyed the stock, and they dumped on your ass. They dumped right here, around 117, 118. They realized it was time to get the fuck out. They got out. It went way down here, and they're not buying yet. So they're not even telling you that they like their stock because there's no insider buying activity. Look at this. Ain't nobody buying. Now, you could make arguably that some are, in thousands of shares. So we're starting to see some, but it's dwarfed by the amount of sales that we had. So one could argue that maybe they think there's some value here at this level, but there's just really no growth. So could this go up? It could go up. What is the stock-based comp right now? It is 8% of revenue. That sucks. They aren't diluting. It looks like they're reducing share count. That's kind of good. I don't like the debt levels. I don't like the fact that I'm glad that they're free cash flow. They're just not growing. And so a forward PE of 14 is pretty normal. So I don't love this company. I don't personally, I don't see the interest in companies like this when there's so many other good companies that are out there. Joe Barassus says, "Yo, bro, best miner stock to buy tomorrow with $5,000." Best miner stock to buy. Let's just look over at miners here. I'm going to say CleanSpark. And again, the HPC play could end up being something beautiful, and it might be the leader. It might run first. They could be. If it's going to be an HPC play, maybe iron is better. Let's look at what market caps are here. Let's do this. Let's see if we can. Can I scroll over? Nope, I can't. How do I get to the right? I want to get to the right. How do I get my extra categories here? Let's see. Group. Can I show stuff here? No. There's like another category, average volume or something. It's probably off to the side. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I do this. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Cool. Market cap. So I want to sort by market cap. I want to look at how big some of these are, okay? Obviously, the 1.28 trillion. Bitcoin is the behemoth. MicroStrategy's almost 31 billion. Mara's 5. CleanSpark is 2.55, and CleanSpark could have a hash rate that's greater than Mara. They don't have as much Bitcoin. I like that, though. I like CleanSpark the most. That's where I'm biased. Now, Iron is 1.71 billion. They've got a really strong growth strategy, and they're working hard on HPC. So if there is something there, this would be a great investment too. Just all depends if there is. Cypher already ran a decent amount. I still like Bitfarms. I would maybe split it between CleanSpark and Bitfarms, or CleanSpark, Iron, and Bitfarms. That's my take. That's what I'm sticking to, based upon, because the small ones are going to have a greater multiplier. Look at this. Bitfarms isn't even $1 billion yet. And it's got a bigger stack of Bitcoin than Cypher, and it's got a greater hash rate, I believe. So I still like that, and we'll do more Bitcoin related miner stuff over the weekend, guys. On Sunday, we'll do a deeper dive. Chris DeSantis, I happen to enjoy Jesse's cussing. Thanks, Chris. Chris Federal. Anyone know why the hard sell of New? Oh, New sold. Ooh, I don't know, but I've wanted to get into New. So maybe there's fears in Latin America. New is like a sick Latin America. If you guys want to find out more about what's happening with this one, guys, I would talk to Tanner. And maybe I can get on a show or something. We haven't done anything in a while. I kind of miss that fucker. He's a little baby face kid. He's brilliant too. He reminds me kind of like a Rex. Rex looks more like a baby than Tanner, though. Plus, Tanner's Canadian. You know how those people are. I'm kidding, by the way. I actually really like Canadians. Maybe not Trudeau. All right, let's see here. I can't make Canadian jokes when I'm talking to him either. Oh, I see why I did this. There isn't there isn't really a clean spot. You know what? Kind of. There is. We've got one. So I just did a fib retracement before because it's like, okay, what actually is the bottom? I'm going to count it from over here though. We're going to count the top as right here because this is the biggest retrace we've had in a while. So, okay. So this is really, if we look at it with this crazy growth, this is a good back testing level, one that's been tested a bunch on the first fib. So that's kind of exciting. I think if anything, this thing's probably going to go higher. Now, what is it? It's a 66 billion. Wow, this thing has grown a lot. Tanner probably made a lot of money off of this. Let's look at the finances on this one. It is a large cap. I mean, 66 billion is big. But when you look at this company, 89% revenue growth. The forward PE is 25. It's currently 44. It'll probably be in the single or the teens here soon enough, just based on its growth. Look at the revenue. Now, is the revenue flattening out? What do their estimates look like? It's still pretty strong. This is still really good numbers, guys. So they have this thing where they can just grow out of their valuation just by growth. I might actually look at buying New tomorrow. I don't know why they dropped. Let's look at News. September 25th, it looks like yesterday, the ultimate growth stock to buy. New, we're still betting big on Brazil's banking giant. The only downside I see here is that this is in Brazil. I just don't, their government is a fucking bunch of communists right now. Outside of that, though, it's a great company. Stock moves 0.1%, what you should know. That was yesterday. I don't know if there's a good one here. Let's see if this actually says anything. Analysts and investors will be keeping you in close eye on the performance. News consensus or calls for 41%. Investors should take note of recent adjustments to analyst estimates for New. Recent revisions tend to reflect their latest near-term business trends. As a result, upbeat changes in estimates indicate favorable outlook. I think this is a technical sell-off. Maybe people were just really investing in U.S. stocks. Interesting. I might want to buy some. I love that. BD says, ditto on admin wife doing a great job with Discord. She's great. And again, we're gonna work hard for you guys. I'm gonna probably end up giving her a decent amount of the money. I want to start doing chapters too. That's one thing that's gonna suck is if I can do chapters with this program that I have. I won't call Descript. I'm gonna start using this, guys. And it should help with chapters. It should help with captioning videos. I should be able to feed this in to an AI tool and have it provide summaries of what I'm doing and then maybe add some of that to the Discord. We're going to try and do some cool shit. I'm going to see if I can get her help with it. And eventually, I'll probably be, once she gets really good at this and she gets tired of doing it, because again, she was retired a while ago. She probably wants to get back to that. She's got her own things that she likes to do. But I want to get it to where we're just kicking ass. Oh my God, they're talking about Micron again. I want to talk about Micron. That's a stock I need to pull up. I love Micron so much. But yeah, she's doing a great job. We're going to do better for you guys. That's the gist. We're going to do better for you guys. It's going to get awesome. So stick with us, help support us. And don't be a dick if I'm asking you guys to contribute $10 to the community a month. I don't think that's asking a lot. And it's not like I'm trying to gouge you. I'm not giving you a $2,700 fucking package, okay? And I won't do that. I've said for a long time, guys, that the only way I would do a Discord or a Patreon or anything is if I could figure out a way that it provided value to you, and I think I'm doing that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Jesse Coronado, you see PayPal still going up to hundreds as in the short term by like December, January. I think it could go up into the upper 90s. I really do. But again, I don't know what your situation is. I don't plan on selling my 2025s unless I can recoup at least 50% of the money. I don't know if I'll ever make money on it, but again, I'm close enough to making money across the board that I'm happy. But I don't know your situation. I don't know if you bought the dips with me. Alex Garcia, Silas, MicroStrategy treating you well. Probably. Disease Kodak, do you think it would be great time to buy First Castle for this bull cycle? Buy First Castle for this bull cycle, or wait if I don't need 1 or 2 or 3 years? I'm sorry, a castle? What are you talking about? I mean, buy all the castles you want, Disease Kodak. I'm not getting a castle for at least 2 or 3 years. These Kodak. There must be a typo there. Would timing of price versus interest after bull cycle be at perfect prices, you think, I guess, is part of the question? I'm still a little confused. What do you mean by Castle? If you could just, I'm sure there's a typo in there, dude. Just update it. Daniel Dibb, $2 trillion BNY Mellon Bank receives SEC approval to offer crypto custody services. It's a big deal, right? That's a real big deal. Chris X, would be great if you could check Jupiter, leading DeFi project on Solana. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is one I wanted to do research on. I don't know if I own any of this one. I do have a decent amount of shit coins. Let me see. Where's my Coinbase? Is my Coinbase on here? Where you at, Coinbase? Where the fuck you at, bro? Okay. Let's go down here. What do we make in Coinbase today? 7,000 something. Cool. Let's go down here, though, and see. Do I have Jupe? No, you know what? I didn't get Jupe because I couldn't get it on Coinbase, and I'm lazy. But yeah, we can look at it. So I know I don't have this. Yeah, my laziness. It's just, this is my third cycle, guys. When you've been done this as much as I have, you're going to be like, you're going to see people being like, oh, dude, I did 100 million things to get 5% interest. And you're going to be like, oh, that's great. Good for you. I've got other things to do with my time. What is the main one I should be looking at? Is it Binance? I'm thinking it's Binance, but is it Kraken or Bybit? I'll try Binance. This is too quick. When did this project start? This is January 2024. If you guys know with these shitcoins, if you know which exchange I should be looking at to get the most data, that's always an important thing. I'm going to check. KuCoin probably has it. Oh no, it's about the same. Okay, so let me just double check. So maybe all these started at the same time. Kraken. Oh, this looks better. Let me see if that other Bybit perpetual contract was good too. Let me see, Jupe USD. That might be the one I want, but I just want to make sure I get the best one. It's important to do that. All right, so I think Kraken is pretty fucking close to what I'm looking for, and it's got a USD pair. Plus, I love Jesse. Fuck, what is his name? It's Jesse. I remember that. Except he had to step down, didn't he? Didn't he have to step down from Kraken? That's bullshit. Fucking SEC. Suck a dick. Gary Gensler. This looks great from a technical standpoint. Oh, man. I really wish I would have bought more Solana projects. I think that James from Invest Answers, he's so brilliant. I love James, man. He's great because he's not only like a smart guy, but he's a good person. Like Income Sharks and these other guys. And Tom Nash was nice to me too. It's so great when there's just people that are kind and help channels that are smaller. It lets you know how great these people probably really are in life. So I think what's happening, man, I think we're getting real close to the end of that breakout zone, don't you? Doesn't this look juicy as fuck? So let's just do trend-based extension. So again, I think Jupiter, refer to Marty Party, guys, and refer to James from Invest Answers for this stuff. He's better. I won't pretend to be James. He's put way more effort into this, and he's better on this. I'm better in other things. I'm better, I think, with macro. And when I say that, I mean, I think pretty highly of myself to say that because James is fucking awesome. But I think I'm better on some things than he is. But I love this. Up 7% today. Dude, the .618 isn't even until 157. That's an almost doubling. And the high is at 1.9. So this thing can jump 100% in a heartbeat to hit its new all-time high. It's only 1.25 billion. It's a baby. You can, again, I'm not refer to those guys for like, is this the best opportunity? I don't even know what they do. I don't remember. It's those guys. I'll just tell you from a technical level, this looks juicy. It looks like it found a great support level off of what was previously resistance, turned into support, went even higher, established higher lows. Now I think it wants to go for higher highs, and I think it could do it pretty good. All right, let me keep going. Young Dave. So yeah, Chris, looks good, man. Refer to those guys for the fundamentals. Young Dave, Jesse, these white lines on your YouTube, on your TV charts, are they price alerts? Yes. And I need to clean up a bunch, but when I have those on there, it's price alerts, and it's me wanting to know when we're hitting that price because we're hitting key levels of resistance and support. And I'll try and do that more with all of my charts that I pull up when I get them updated in there. I'll try and keep them updated with the alerts. I've not been consistent across it with all charts, but I will work hard to better maintain that so that you guys will really, and you guys will see the patterns. Like what would I expect here on Jupe? I would expect obviously the .382. Then it'll be the very tippity top of this next one. So that's where I would have another alert. Then it'll be the .5, which happens to be the next high. Then it would be the .618. Then it would be this new all-time high up here. Then it would be the next fib. So you can kind of see where it's like these are slowly, like if you're going to dial out a little bit, you're going to dial out at those points. Is that my thought? Did I just stop? Oh. All right, keep going. Keep going. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yep. It's a solid company in my opinion, other than being in Brazil. New? Yeah, Chris, it is. I agree. It's a really solid company. I shit on it for a long time because I don't like the whole incorporated in the Cayman Islands thing that like they do with China. But Brazil's making that hard. But they do seem to be a really good company. I still worry though. I don't like it when we don't have U.S. reporting standards. It's why I wouldn't buy Chinese companies. And if there's any company that I believe in more, it's going to be New. But I still have concerns about it them being based out of the Cayman Islands. I don't love that shit at all. C-list, non-event then. Chris Federal. Exactly. That's what scares me. And all news on X is positive. Yeah, but also too with New, again, you could see where it's testing a support level. But again, that Cayman Island shit, I don't love it. But this could be a consolidation before a break higher. This is, if the fundamentals are real and there isn't anything weird going on, this is a great company. Albert said regarding New, maybe profit taking plus TA rejection from fib line. It looks like, I mean, not rejection from fib line. I would say that it's finding support. It's just like a consolidation before going higher. It looks very like bull flaggy or even like a pennant, like a bullish pennant. If you did this, like let's say this is it right here, guys. If you look at this here and then you draw this like this is support. Let's just keep it the same color. I should turn it into a different one. I should have pennants like a set color. This looks to me like a bullish pennant and like it's getting ready to do a measured move, and that measured move could get you up a ways. If the measured move, if we're counting this as the measured move right here, and then I turn that green, from a TA perspective, if we broke out of this, that gets you close to the .618. Not a crazy number. Now, I would think this would happen over a shorter period of time, and it would happen by the end of this pennant. So maybe in the 20s in the not too distant future, if this company does a really good job and doesn't have any weird fraud because the whole Cayman Island, Brazil communist state shit. All right, let's keep going. Seedless said, yes, Alex, but the real fun begins. Oh, shit. Fuck, I hate that. I hate it when I'm looking at something and then it moves in the chat. See, since my restream crashed, I had to go back. I'll try and find it, though. Fuck. Okay, that was past that. Plus option. All right, whatever. We're just starting. Grr, please, Jesse. Kamawa. Right above that, I've got Albert saying, can't wait for SoFi to enter Latin America. It will be interesting to see SoFi versus New there. The pie is so large, though, that they can both do great. Yeah, it'll be tough competition for SoFi, but it would be great to see. All right, let's go into Grr. I don't know what that is, but we'll save this chart for New. And then see if... it's like the dog one, right? Is that... Let me see. Is that like a dog food one? It sounds like one. Let me see. GRRR. Kibbles and bits. Gorilla Tech. Wouldn't have guessed that. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Peak volumes. Peak volume right here on the weekly. Mark the top. Crashed. Peak volume right here. Mark the top on this one. Crash. Peak volume here looks like a buy zone thing, but what are the fundamentals of this company? That's what's going to matter the most, because this could be just a pain train to no end if the fundamentals aren't good. And I don't know Gorilla Tech well enough. So weird choppy shit here. Let's just go out to estimates first. So we're seeing estimates for increasing revenue. We're seeing EPS that could go positive. We're seeing short interest all over the place. Institutional ownership dropping. No insider activity. This is a weird one. We're seeing revenue per employee almost to $300,000. Not a bad metric. We're seeing stock-based comp at 3.36. It's a little bit. What's weird is their operating expenses jumped a lot along with revenue. I mean, it's good that revenue is growing quicker, but what is going on with this company? Do you guys have any information on it? Uh, yeah, massive increase in operation, and shares are all over the fucking place. I don't know, man. It's got a 14.75 PE. If they are truly growing, it's probably not a bad price, and it'll probably be near the bottom. But there's just, to me, there's a lot of better options out there right now, and so I don't really get super excited about it at all. If you want a decent TA person as well for Bitcoin, check out Crown's Crypto Cave. Yeah, he's all right. He's not bad. I just don't like people like that because they don't know enough about the underlying fundamentals of what's happening in the market. They haven't branched out into other stuff, even though he's probably one of the better ones, honestly. Chris Federal, I don't know. I had a bunch have some this cycle as well with about $8 average across a few accounts, plus options, more like $9.50 average this cycle. Seedless, it's a myth, minor, and value wise. Not sure which one you're talking about. I kind of missed some chats there. Seedless, match bad, perhaps seek cat food stock. Rob Grope, or Group, sorry. Can you check out SWBI? Just curious. Yes, I can look at that. Let me see here. Getting pretty caught up. Okay, good. SWBI. I don't think I have that one, so I'm just going to make a copy. Didn't mean to do that. And before I do that, I'm going to look at financials, because some of these, I don't even think they're worth looking at the technicals. I really need to just look at financials first. Smith & Wesson. If Kamala becomes president, probably going to see an increase in gun sales. That's my guess. Maybe this is a Kamala bet. So we do have Smith & Wesson doing buybacks. I mean, look at this. These guys believe in their company. Like every 4 years or something. Or I'm sorry, every year they're doing buybacks pretty much. Yeah, dude, every fucking year. I wonder who's buying it back. Short interest is stupid low. Ownership, institutional ownership has dropped. Probably all this bullshit. What do they call that shit when you're trying to be like, not, is it DEI, something, whatever. It's the stuff that they were trying, fuck, I don't remember anymore. Whatever the terms that were really popular that BlackRock was trying to push. All that bullshit is kind of gone. And so, but I think for a while it probably lowered institutional ownership because you can't invest in gun companies. So that probably didn't help. But let's look here. So stock-based comp is 2% of revenue. That's jumped a lot. Operating leverage hasn't gotten really great. Estimates are ticking up for revenue, but really it's kind of sideways to down. There's no real growth here, and the PE is 12.23. I don't know. It doesn't look interesting to me at all. Maybe it turns into something if Kamala gets... ESG, thank you. Oh my God, the word escaped me, Dr. Gonzo. Yeah, DEI is like the diversity, whatever, and inclusion. But ESG is what I was talking about, where it's like you gotta be politically correct, and you gotta want to help the environment and be social, blah, blah, bullshit. And again, I'm all for saving the earth. I just want to, I think there's better ways to do it. And I'd rather listen to Elon Musk, somebody who's way smarter than all these fucking suits. Anyway, fuck those guys. Jesse, I've noticed a difference myself on South Park. I love South Park. Sue Castle, me Castle. What do you guys, what's the fucking castle? I'm still missing shit here. I missed something key, I feel like. Amit, Jesse, I've been a part of a ton of trading groups. You're the only altruistic one I've come across. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, man. I'm not trying to nickel and dime you. I'm just trying to get better tools, and I don't want to pay all of it out of my own pocket. I am devoting a shit ton of my own time to this to try and help people, but I'm not charging $2,700 for courses. So I like to think that too, Amit. Everybody I retired my parents, I retired my mother-in-law and father-in-law, I retired my wife, I'm going to retire my friends and family. So it's not like I'm doing everything for myself here. I don't like it when people treat me like I'm an asshole. I'm not. Celis, Jupiter's staking system is obnoxious. Oh, that's that JUP one. Yan, someone bought 3 million Tesla Leaps. That's awesome. Yeah, I think they were showing some of that earlier. That's a lot. Just mentioned this on Discord channel. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot. That's a lot. J Duff, hey Jesse, can you check out HNST stock? Honest? Is that the honest one? That's honest. Is that my Jessica Alba? I always ask this question, and I don't know if I ever really confirm the answer. I'm going to do this. We're going to look it up. We're going to get answers from Grok. What company is Jessica Alba affiliated with? All right, Honest Company. Oh, it is the Honest Company. See, I knew it. I knew it. All right. I had a crush on her many moons ago. Revenue going up. Let's see, 10%, technically double digit, not hugely double digit. Forward PE is still 28.9 though. And this is kind of the retail space, right? Specialty retail out of Los Angeles, California. Don't love the state. Definitely biased towards that. Hate Gavin Newsom immensely. But in retail, I would argue the PE for this is a little bit rich. Wow, cash versus debt. This is interesting. Huh. I like that we're kind of doing some. This is interesting. I got to figure out what this means. Anyway, shares outstanding. We're diluting shares. We diluted a lot of shares, guys. From 96 million to 99 million is a lot. An extra couple million and a quarter is a lot of shares. If we look over here, we'll see that they've been selling. Insiders were selling shares. It looks like, if I'm reading this right, since we're in the thousands, 2.5 million shares were sold. And then we had more sold in Q2. So institutional ownership's ticking up a little bit. Short interest isn't crazy high. Estimates show a little bit of growth, but still negative EPS. Stock-based comp was 9.57. Operating leverage really isn't getting a lot better. This doesn't excite me. I'm not excited about this. I think it could still fall. I don't even think it's worth pulling up the TA on this one. So I personally wouldn't be focusing on this JDOF. Not with Bitcoin and Tesla and PayPal and ArcG and all the other stuff. I wouldn't be. Dario Ferraro says, for someone who doesn't have a lot of crypto, it's better to take Solana or take Bitcoin, which already has its high price in the long term. Is that a question or a statement? For someone who doesn't have a lot of crypto, it's better to take Solana or take. I mean, I think if you take Bitcoin miners, you're going to get a nice multiple. I think Solana can do really wicked well too. You want to think about taxes. You probably want to own stuff soon. Kyle Wright, do you have any thoughts on Gemini Exchange? None, really. I mean, I like the Winklevoss twins. I think they're great for humanity. I think they love Bitcoin and appreciate it, and they could understand its value at a really early time frame. So they're visionaries, right? They were technically a part of Meta and Facebook. It's just Zuck did all the work, and he's like, why the fuck do I need you guys? But they were the vision for it, right, initially. He maybe just had a better vision and left them behind. Kyle Wright, do you have any? Oh, no, that was you. Are Lula, Silas, are Lula or that Brazilian dark judge buying new? I don't know. Fucking horrible people. Danny White, PayPal, 2026, close to 100%, and Tesla 2026, 330s, close to 3.6x. I was buying it for 1333 when you were begging everyone to not be stupid and buy it, lol. Bro, you've been killing it. Danny, shit, you're killing it, man. At least you've had the foresight to listen. And I'm very, very glad to hear that you've made as much money as you have. You did better than me because I get in early. I'd rather be early sometimes. And I'll start dialing into things with high conviction. So that will give me lesser returns. But again, I made 600% last year. I think I'm going to make 100 this year. I think I made 200 to 300% next year. So I'm not crying either. But you're kicking ass, bro. YT123, would you continue DCAing an in the money call on behalf of BITF or look for a new out of the money strike price? I can't tell you without looking at the stuff. I would probably do out of the money because I want a multiplier, but make sure that you're getting the right strike price. Bring it up on Sunday session and we can take a look at options for miners. That's probably the time where I should really delve into more to miner related stuff. So bring that up on Sunday at 6 p.m. Central and we'll talk about it more. And give me like the strike prices you're looking at or whatever research you've done. Value Maxi, Danny White, congrats. That's sick entry for the Tesla calls. It is, dude. Dr. Gonzo, ESG, DEI. Oh, you responded to earlier. Silas, ESG is more investment specific. Larry Fink. Yeah, exactly. But they were in control of so much of that. They've killed that. DEI is government driven. Agreed. Dr. Gonzo, Jesse is not going to promote bear porn. I don't even know what that means. Bogdan, you should create... Oh, bear porn. Oh, I thought you meant like porn. I'm like, what is bear porn? All right, now I get it. Yeah, I'm not going to promote bear porn. Here's the thing. I will promote bearish views if I believe that's where we're headed and I want to save people. I'm not going to do it at a time where they're going to miss out on opportunity. Bogdan M., you should create a course. Maybe Kevin would buy it to learn about investing. You guys are hilarious. Dr. Gonzo, Jesse brings rational optimism. That's what I try to do. Silas, ESG's stakeholders speak. In other words, organizational wants over the shareholders. J. Duff, cool man. Thanks for your advice. Okay, I got caught up here. Is there anything else we're really missing, guys, or any additional stocks that we need to cover? We might keep this one short-ish today, in an hour and 45 minutes. We don't need to go forever long. I don't know if there's anything. Yeah, slept on the MicroStrategy calls. April 2020 calls up 35% just today. I should have bought some of those. I just didn't want to. I got lazy. It happens. But those are great. I'm really glad you're doing good. Chris Federal, a really interesting business model is Archer. I don't like Archer. Is that Archer? Is that ACHR? I don't like them. You're going to hate me, Chris. Don't hate me, bro. ACHR. If this is Archer. Nope, maybe it's different. Maybe that isn't Archer. Maybe I'm talking about something I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. Let me pull it up real quick. Oh, Archer. I am going to shit on this. You're not going to like me. Really interesting business model. I think it's an interesting business model if you're trying to lose money. So if you're trying to lose money, then I think it's wonderful for that. It's going to be really efficient at it. And I will just pull stuff up here, and then I will shit on this company, just like I shit on other companies. And again, my bias is that I think that what they're talking about doing is going to be great. Maybe in the future, maybe Tesla will do it. But there's no revenue on this. They are really good at burning money. They burned $500 million last year. And this year, are they going to beat that number? Can they do more than $500 million in losses? Maybe they do a little better. Free cash flow, though, only getting worse. Shares outstanding and dilution has went up a lot. Cash is burning down. Operating expenses do not look maintainable. Activity on this, they have been buying a little bit more of their stock recently. Institutional ownership has went up. Short interest is 24%, so can it bounce? Sure. They've got a forecast for some little baby rev here, $2 to $3 million for each quarter going into 2025. I just don't like this. There's nothing. At the very least, you're early. And I don't like being super early to something. At worst case, it's just a failing company. So I'm sorry to shit on your Archer, Chris. I don't like it at all in any way. But maybe you can convince me into it. Yeah, Chris is like, long. Sorry for shitting on your parade, buddy. Didn't mean to. But I love you. I think you're a great person, and I wish the best for you, my friend. As usual, you are my one admin on YouTube, but I hate it. Now, this is a real company. Well, kind of, if they could make a profit. Roblox Corporation. I haven't looked at these guys in a while. I should shut the fuck up and look at it. 31% revenue growth. That's good. Here's what yeah, okay. So this hasn't changed either. So they're diluting shares. They can't make money. They're negative $200 million for last quarter off of 893 in revenue. Can they turn this thing around and actually make money is the question. I'm not optimistic that they can. And they're printing shares in the meantime. So, and they're selling. They're printing shares and then they're selling them to you. Institutional ownerships went up. Yeah. Not a failing company. Revenue growth continuing to go up. 1.3 billion in a quarter is great, but if in that quarter you lose even more money because you made more money, what kind of business model is that? So yeah, shit on Archer, shit on Roblox. Bogdan, did everyone hit the like button? Maybe not after this. John Frank, what do you think of Whirlpool? Oh, that one I'm actually, you bought $150 Leaps. I haven't looked at Leaps on it, but that is one of the ones that we were looking at, and I liked it. I do remember that, and it's one that I'm supposed to do more research on, and I have not. But let's just look here. I think it was the estimates I like. I thought I liked something about this, didn't I? No, maybe I don't. Revenue going down. Was it Whirlpool or something else? All right, so revenue's going down. Don't love that. EPS, they're still positive. Activity, we have more buying than selling over the last several years. Institutional ownership is dropping. Short interest is not crazy high, but almost double digits. Let's see. Revenue per stock-based comp is, it looks like they only do it once a year. It's not a crazy number. I think the problem here, the forward PE is 9, so that's good. But it looks like things are going down, not up, and they have a decent amount of debt. Once a year, they do their stock-based comp and they do research, R&D. They put money towards R&D. There's just no growth here. So I'm shitting on a third one. Sorry, man. It's me, guys. It's not you. Actually, it is you. So I don't love it, but let's see from so I don't know. Could this bounce? I mean, the forward P is single digits, but the growth is negative to flat, right? Negative for forecast. So I don't love this one either, dude. RJ Cohen, are you doing an AM show tomorrow? Yes, definitely. Tomorrow, AM show for sure. Probably maybe even 7 o'clock to 9 or something. I think my truck might be done, though. So by like 9:30 or 10, I'm probably going to be out. But I will do an AM show tomorrow. We'll do the market open. Named says, what do you think of Chicken's Bitcoin to 12K call? What? Chicken Genius, bro? Are you serious? Named, are you serious? Are you saying Chicken Genius says we're going to 12K on Bitcoin? I love that guy, but he's fucking crazy if he thinks that. Is it Chicken Genius or Chicken Little? Chicken Little, obviously. I mean, by the name is insane. But I hope Chicken Genius isn't. What? He's got to be fucking joking, right? This is a joke. What? Laugh my ass off. This how Cole World farmed engagement. Look at the responses. Anyway, if you followed me for long, you know you have been long since bottom. Still see liquidations to the upside until the bears give up. We will keep going. Max fuckery. So he's joking. He was joking. It's a joke. He's just fucking with people. No, he's bullish, man. I wish his English is a little broken. I like him, but like sometimes hard to it's a little broken. All right. So Chris X, could you check waste management? I can. Let's look at financials first, though. That way I can, if I shit on it, I'll shit on it efficiently, really early, before I pull up the TA. All right, so year over year, 6% growth. Not great, not bad. Profit growth, 12%. Not bad if that's consistent. That's not bad at all. Forward PE is 26 for garbage company. Lots of debt on this garbage company, ever-growing amounts of debt. But their shares are going down. So shares outstanding, they're not diluting. So that part, I guess, is good. It looks flat for institutional ownership. Short interest isn't really changing. They've been buying more than selling over the years. That's probably good. We're seeing still, stuff going up. EPS going up a little bit. Revenue going up. This isn't a horrible company. It's better than some of the charts I look at, man. It looks like their expenses, they were able to get some expenses down recently. I'm not sure what that's about. But when revenue's going up and expenses are going down, that's positive. I think, though, at 26 for a forward PE, it's a little high, but they'll probably grow into it. Do they have a dividend, maybe? They probably have a dividend. That's my guess. Let's see, WM. God, I have almost... Nope, that's IWM. I was going to say, I've got a growing list of shit on here, guys. We're going to have a lot of... Once I get I'm probably going to pawn it off on the wife and trying to get all this stuff imported into channels, as long as she knows what I'm looking for. And then I'll work on tidying things up. But this is pretty good. Wow, okay, so nice consolidation on this. Huh, it does seem like it's ready for another move. What do we count as the bottom? March 2020? Yeah, I suppose so, right? So I think here's what we're going to do. Just to be like legit and get a broader time frame, I think we draw this from March of 2020, and then we probably peak it right here, and then draw it back down to here. I think this is a good move. You could also do it here and draw it here. It's probably going to get you roughly to the same place. Now, I do want to move this over because it's going to be hard to see otherwise. Well, interesting. So you can see where it's really been hitting up against the .5 and consolidating in this zone. It could go higher, but I just think the forward PE is a little high, but it could grow itself out of it. Not a stock I'm interested in, though. Again, just not enough money here, guys. There's just no return. Asymmetric, guys. Asymmetric. Bogdan, Tesla delivery numbers in 5 days. I'm so excited. So much happening in the next couple of weeks for Tesla. The next 2 weeks are going to be lit. Let me see here. Chris, I only have 2,200 shares, but I think it could evolve. Lol. Thank you. I don't, Chris, but I love you. Love you back. Okay. Sealess. Chris, do you at least own Tesla and BTC? Yeah, Chris has got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Patrick, come on. Ouster has a wild chart, Jesse, and it's cheap. Ouster? Oyster? Ouster? Is Ouster a thing? What is that? Mr. Gav said, any thoughts on BLDE similar to Archer but less overhead? Thanks for everything. Yeah, I can take a look. We'll just look at the financials first because it's probably shit. But, I mean, maybe not. I've never seen this company, so I shouldn't say that. I should actually look first. Blade Air Mobility. So these guys are all trying to... Here's why I think flying cars are fucking stupid. Can I tell you guys? We haven't perfected cars that drive themselves yet. Pretend like you're in a helicopter. And actually, no. Pretend like you're in a house and there's flying cars above your head that haven't perfected autonomy yet, and people are driving them themselves. Pretend like one of those flies into your fucking house. Do you want that? Do you want 100 or 1,000 flying vehicles that haven't perfected autonomy yet? So if Elon perfects autonomy and starts licensing that out to people that are creating flying vehicles, then that could be a good investment. That could be 5 years out. That's why I think they're all shit. Because you need autonomy. Because if you think about the angles of operation and everything that you have to look at when you could go in any direction at any fucking time, and you've got wind speeds changing it, and you're flying like a ton vehicle, multi-ton vehicle, that should scare you. There's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of science that goes into that. All right, so let's shit on this one. So, revenue. Let's see where we're going here. 11% revenue growth. Doesn't look as bad, okay? Doesn't look as bad. Flat revenue, though. And EPS guidance is lower. And institutional ownership is creeping up a little bit recently. Short interest went up, went down. Nothing really, no signal there probably. But again, flat earnings, stock-based comp in Q3 of 2023 was 4.86. Technically, there is a better operating leverage here, so I do agree with that. This is probably better from an operating leverage standpoint. But again, they're burning through money. They're diluting shares. Their operating expenses aren't scaling well. They don't have a lot in R&D. How is that possible? It should be a ton of R&D going into this, because how the fuck are you not going to kill people? How are you going to sell these at profitability? I don't see how any of these companies do good in the short term. If you guys can show me how they can do good in the short term, awesome. I just think you're just going to give them your money, and they're going to keep diluting the value away while their cash burns down. Then they'll get desperate. Then they'll go bankrupt. That's the future of these guys, more likely than not. It's like venture capital investing. If you go into this knowing that you're probably going to lose your money, that there's a 9-to-1 odd that you're going to lose all your money, then great. But why would you want those odds? Those odds are shit. That's my thought. JD, speaking of getting early into a stock, check out NVCR. Has built a base for the long term and treats a few cancers without chemo. I love that. So this is real world benefit for humanity. Let me know what you think of the financials as they're trending upward. That sounds interesting. Let's look here. Is this optimism or is this real? NVCR. NovoCure. I even like the name. 19% revenue growth. No positive forward PE because they're losing money. They are trending in the right direction since Q2 of 2023, but I saw that same thing with Rivian, and that didn't turn out well. Dilution is still pretty strong. Cash versus debt, pretty consistent. Operating expenses, it looks like they're trying. Let's look here. What was their revenue at? Revenue, 150 million. They lost 33. Okay, so that's not a huge burn. That part's good. They better have estimates that are going higher, though. I do like that they're a decent amount of shares being bought. 1.48 million by insiders in Q1 of 2024. I like that. I like that institutional ownership is really climbing. Estimates, we're seeing a revenue increase, but is this going to roll over again? I don't know enough about the fundamentals. I do wish that EPS estimates were going up instead of just trending sideways. So it's interesting. This is probably one I would actually watch because of what they're doing. And if another quarter goes by where they outperform here and this goes up more, and their revenues are increasing, and maybe these numbers start to broaden, and they've got some really good fundamental news, I would be more interested in this one. So keep this one on your radar, dude. This is actually, I like the concept of this. It'll be interesting to see if they can really start to do something. This would be interesting. It's just they've done nothing but bleed money though since 2020. So the question is, can they be profitable? That would be my question. J Mill on X says CRBP bottom potential from here. All right, I think guys, I'm probably gonna shit. You guys gave me a bunch. Touche, Dukes of Hazzard, humbly agree. Fuck lol. You listening, Chris? Haha. This is why I love this guy. Yeah, me too. Thoughts on? You guys are all over the. Okay, I think I am getting tired. We've done 2 hours today. On this one, and then I did the 3 hour plus 3.5 hour mega stream, so I got like 5.5 hours in on video, plus all the stuff we're doing behind the scenes. So I think I'm probably going to call it here, guys. But I did do a better job getting through some of the stocks. I hope, even though you might not have liked my answers, I gave them to you. Okay, you got answers. So I think I'm going to call it probably here. And again, tomorrow morning I'll probably try and do another 3 hour stream. If I could do 7 to 10, I'll do it. It will get maybe 2.5 hours tomorrow, maybe 7 to 9:30 tomorrow. If you guys want to join me, then we'll do that. I'll leave you with a little bit of music here. Let me see. I think today was a good day. I'm pretty sure that Bitcoin isn't going to zero. So we're going to play that one. Peace out, guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto.
Last year, cryptocurrency funded every kind of dangerous criminal.
But I would not touch crypto in a million years.
Bitcoin is going to zero.
If I was the government, I'd close it down.
People are losing money in scams and huckster flim-flam artists.
These people who own these things should not own your money in any of those. I do think you're an idiot, okay?
It's over.
Go fuck yourself.